Hello guys and welcome back to Elysium Trading Empire channel. So we are continuing on the article series, and let's start to invest in ourselves. So last time we talked about money, very important subject for most, and I recommend you to read this article written by my best friend on self-development. And now I will do two articles today, okay? Because they talk about the same subject. So the video might be a little bit longer, and this is a very important subject, very life-changing, so I recommend you to watch it until the end. So let's start with the first one. How to change your life and get the results you want. So the first question I must ask is, are you happy with your life or your life right now or your current results? If yes, then you may still find some interesting ideas in this article, and you can still improve your life and get happier. After all, if you have read my last article, you acknowledge that happiness is synonym of constant evolution, constant growth. So if you are not happy with your life right now, then you will discover how to simply change it right away. So the following is not some bullshit science or some secret method that you can find on every social media, but rather a proven method that has been studied by the greatest mind over the last century. This is not something that I have created, but rather my understanding of the knowledge I found and applied from some of my favorite authors, Bob Proctor, Napoleon Hill, Neville Goddard. And so this article was written in 2021. So the cause of our results. We need to start with the causes, cause and effects. So to change our results, we must first find the cause of our results. What is responsible for your results in life? Think a few seconds. What is responsible for your results in life? Is it knowledge? I think many people have knowledge, but they are still struggling to get results. Action. A lot of people are working hard every day, and yet they are still broke. Outside events or conditions, this is only an excuse used by most people who do not take responsibility for their life. Remember the first rule, take responsibility, always. Without this, you cannot start, to get better. It's only when you understand that you are responsible for everything that happens in your life that you can start, working on it. You need to acknowledge that. You need to accept that, because if you put your results in the hand of outside events or conditions, then it means you cannot change it. You do not recognize the power, inside yourself. You recognize power outside yourself. And so it's like, believing that all your life is written and you cannot do anything, you just have to, what's the purpose of living, if you cannot act. But yeah, there are some people who believe that we have no free will, we are not free to choose what is the life we want, what we can do in life. I hope those people don't complain, in their life. So outside events, here we do not believe in such thing, so Outside events are not the cause of your results. We are in the best era of our lifetime, even though, the news and the medias and everyone tells you we live, difficult times, which proves this assumption wrong as we are all affected by COVID-19. This was in 2021. And so all over the world. And yet you find people who get rich from scratch and others who just complain and lose their businesses, their happiness and their life. I can understand that some people can lose their business due to COVID, but you can always do something, other thing. So complaining won't, it won't save you, it won't make you happier, it won't change your life. Or yes, it would change your life not in the better, in the worse. So the answer to the question, what is responsible for your results in life, is your paradigm. Your paradigm is what controls your results. So a paradigm is like, a program. A program, for example, the program which runs, your computer or your applications, whatever, there is always a program behind everything you are using, especially, in computers and all this. So there is also a program in our head. It works the same as a computer, you have an input and an output, cause and effect, the same thing, exactly the same. So if you understand how a computer works, then you understand how your mind works, no? So what is a paradigm? So to change your results, you have to change your paradigm. It is a program contained in your subconscious mind which control your habits. Remember the article about habits? So remember that 90% of what you do every day is habitual. Therefore, your habits are your results, equal results, Commonly, our paradigm is a result of both our early education, so from parents, and our formal education, school. The problem is that most people are born with poor parents. You remember, poor is not equal broke parents. Your parents may be millionaire, but have a poor mentality, Probably they got their millions from, inheritance. And so they don't know how to make it again, and therefore they are poor. So who transmits them their poverty consciousness along with their bad habits, which are responsible for their results. If you are happy with your parents' results, then you must reproduce what they teach you. You must see what their habits are, what their thinking is like, You can copy your parents if they show the results you want in life. But if you are not happy with your parents' result and with your parents' mode of life, then you must find someone who has the results you want and learn from that person. This is tricky because some people nowadays, on social media, they show results, but that is not the real, their real life results. They show only what you want, what they want you to see, So you must look for transparent people, I know nowadays it's pretty rare, it's hard to find. It's hard to see if someone is lying or not, but with experience, I came to there now. I can clearly see, like from just a YouTube title, from just, something like this, not even knowing the person, I can see what his aim is. If his aim is really to help people or to make money, Especially, in the spiritual field, there are, some gurus. that are selling meditation and all this. If you are really spiritual, why would you have to sell? So your, spiritual, the spiritual path, I mean, the aim is to help people. If you are trying to sell something to help people, therefore, you are not spiritual, you are just a guru who want to make money out of ignorant people. So just be careful. Personally, no matter how much knowledge I get, I will never sell spiritual knowledge. You can sell a skill, for example, because of course you invested a lot of money, a lot of time to learn that skill, you lost money, etc. But spiritual knowledge is about yourself. It has been given to you. And even though you may purchase books or whatever to learn some knowledge, about yourself, it's an inside work. Therefore, you should not sell it. But yeah, that's another subject. Let's come back. So you must find someone who has the results you want, otherwise, and learn from that person. Otherwise, you will get the same results or worse than your parents. The same goes with school. They teach you that failure is bad, that average is acceptable, and that if you get good grades, you will have an abundant and successful life. What a lie. So you know that this is not the truth now that you have a degree, or maybe not, but if you have one, that's not the truth. That doesn't make me happier. That doesn't make me abundant and successful. So even though I graduated with honors from 2 schools, not only one, that's not the truth. I know it. I can tell you. Of course, I would not say that school is bad, because without school, I wouldn't be so fluent, in English. I wouldn't be speaking to you. Maybe I would have learned from, there are many ways to learn, but I have still learned some good things in school, and, it was a good experience. So I'm not complaining about it, but that's not all. The thing is, most people are selling you the fact that you need a degree to be good in life, etc., etc. It's not enough to have a degree, It's not enough unless you want unless your aim in life is just to have a good career. Then you must put all your focus on school, on internships, and all this. It depends. So the truth is that failure backed up with a burning desire and persistence is what will bring success and abundance in your life. We can read that again. The truth is that failure backed up with a burning desire and persistence is what will bring success and abundance into your life. Therefore, failure is good. It's not bad, not a bad thing. But school and your parents told you that failure is bad all along your life. So now your paradigm makes you avoid failure at all costs. And avoiding failure equals avoiding success. So now, how to change your paradigm? Now that you know that you have got programmed in the wrong way, how to change this? Well, you remember that paradigm is contained in the subconscious mind. The difference between the conscious, the thinking mind, and the subconscious, the emotional mind, is that the latter is not affected by our senses of logic or our logic. So the subconscious mind, is not affected by our sense or our logic. It's only affected by repetition and by feeling. So the only way to change your subconscious mind programming, and therefore your paradigm, is through repeated efforts and repeated feelings. Your subconscious mind does not care if what you say is true or false. It will absorb it and it will make it work to make it a reality, you know? That's why people who constantly lie end up believing that their lies are true, even live by them as the only truth. So the important words here are constantly, repetition, and believing, which is a feeling of faith. Whatever you repeat to yourself constantly and believe is true is what will create your reality. This is very important. You can note it down somewhere and remember it. Whatever you repeat to yourself daily, constantly, and you believe is true is what will create your reality. If you believe that you are the best trader in the world, you repeat it to yourself daily, you believe it's true, because without belief, you can repeat it all day long. If you don't believe it's true, it will not appear in your life, you know. And after some time, if you repeat it to yourself and believe it's true, and belief is shown by not by repeating affirmation, but by action. Therefore, you take action, believing that they will give you the results you expect because you are the best trader in the world. You are not afraid to trade because you know who you are. Do you get what I'm trying to make you understand? Because this might be, you know, misunderstood by most because they think that if they put an affirmation on a paper and repeat, I am the best trader in the world, I am the best trader in the world, it will make them the best. No, that doesn't work like this. No, you must put actions which show that you believe what you say is true. Active faith. So if you believe you are the best basketball player in the world and you constantly picture yourself as if it was a reality, and also, you know, I wrote this in 2021, but just visualizing and just affirming is not enough. Then your subconscious mind will work to provide you with the things, people, and conditions you need in order to accomplish your desire. Of course, once you visualize yourself and feel it as a reality, normally it should put you into actions. You should get some ideas, you should get some things in your head, you know, working. And this is your subconscious mind providing you with ideas, with people, with conditions you need in order to accomplish your desire. But ultimately, you need to act on this, not just wish. It won't come like this, you know, like magic. So you see, most people think that the results they have in their current life are the consequence of their current conditions. You know, outside events, outside conditions. The truth is that their current conditions are the consequence of their current thinking and not the reverse. You become what you think about, said James Allen and many other philosophers. Now, your skeptical or logical mind will say, haha, so I just have to think that I am the best, whatever I want to be, to become the best? And the answer is obviously no. Because if you think with skepticism, it therefore means that you don't believe it. And whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But there need to be belief. Belief is shown by action. So the most important component of the equation is faith, but this will be the subject of another article. How to simply change your paradigm. Many people suggest to repeat affirmation or make some visualization, in order to change your paradigm. While affirmation can be good, they are often misused because they are not fixed with feeling faith and they are not backed up with actions showing this feeling faith. Repeating words without feeling, without getting involved emotionally means getting to act on those. So it will not give you results. I would suggest more visualization because it forces you to put your imagination, which is our most powerful ability, to work. Imagine yourself with your desire as already achieved. This can be good, but as I said, you can imagine all day long if you don't act. It helps, because when you visualize, you are putting your attention on what you want. And therefore, like I said, you will get ideas, you will get, all the energy will be going toward the fulfillment of what you desire. Therefore, visualization is very good, It's better for me than affirmation, even though when you say words, normally you picture yourself, you have, words produce pictures, but this concept is so misused, that I prefer to recommend this concept, of imagining. Because usually when you imagine, you get some feelings, So what would you say to a loved one? How does it look? Who did you become, sorry, after realizing that goal? Try to picture all this with your desire already achieved. How would you feel, for example, if you are now a great trader making 10% every month? What would you say to your loved ones? How does it look like? What would you do? Like, what would change in your life after this is accomplished? And most importantly, who did you become after realizing that goal? And the answer to this question is who you must be now. For example, if you became consistent, disciplined, etc., all those are what you must strive for now. You must be now consistent, etc., etc. It gives you the answer to who you must become now to be able to realize that goal. For example, if your goal is to buy your dream house, then you must picture yourself every night before you sleep or every morning upon rising. This must be explained in another article. So you enter the house, every room of this house, how does it look like? With the most precise details you can give. How does it feel inside? Warm, cozy, how is the view, etc., etc. Just to give you, an example. Imagine it it is yours, and soon it will. How? This is a question that I will answer also on another article because, I'm not writing books in one article. It would be too long. But briefly, this is due to the law of vibration. When you feed your subconscious mind repeatedly with an idea mixed with strong emotion, then you enter in a vibration which attracts the object of your desire to you, So you may know the law of attraction, which is a secondary law to the law of vibration. You attract what you vibrate to, at the frequency. So you can still Google those, but the best one who can teach you about this subject is Bob Proctor. Sadly, he passed away a year ago. So there are enough free videos on YouTube from him to guide you on this subject. I would definitely recommend watching his videos. This will change your life. Conclusion: to change your current results in your life, you have to change your paradigm, your program. And the best way to do that is to convince your subconscious mind that you are already in possession of the things you happen to desire, or you are already the person you want to be. So you see, along with those articles, I'm making updates, because those articles are 2 years time. So I'm making updates with my current view, how I see now the things, I advanced on the path of self-knowledge, self-development. So my recommendation to really change your paradigm is first to know what you want, write it, imagine it, how you would become, how your life will be, etc. But once you did that once, then you must make like a plan or something like this. Not You don't need like to make a big plan, detailed, etc. But at least to start working on this. And when you get ideas, please take note of them. Take note of them and start acting on them. Okay? Because just wishing, just affirming, and just visualizing won't bring you anything, believe me, unless you act after that. So let's go into the next one, which talks about the same thing overall, but differently. So while this post and the previous one are strongly linked, this is like the part 2 of the previous post, the actual post will be talking about changing external circumstances, people, environment, events. So according to Bob Proctor, the changes in your life have to be made from the upside down and from the inside out. What does that mean? And for me, 2 years after, this is still very valid. I think it's like it will not change over the course of my life. So the change has always to be made from the upside down. In order to change your results, the very bottom of the graph below, results, you need to consciously change your paradigm, which is responsible of 90% of your daily action. So now we go from the upside down. Upside down means we start with the conscious mind, we transmit to the subconscious, and then we act with our body and we get the results. Okay? This is what we say the upside down, from up to down. We start with the conscious mind, we choose what we want with our conscious mind, okay? Then we impress our subconscious mind with feeling, repetition, If you want to get lean, to get fit, you repeat doing a workout every day. You repeat visualizing yourself having the body you want. You can keep affirming that you don't want to eat unhealthy food, that you want to keep a healthy diet. You repeat for a month, for 6 months, and then you can see the results, You still act with your body, and boom. I mean, once your subconscious mind is impressed with your idea, normally, it becomes a habit to work out and to eat healthy, and you will no longer desire unhealthy food. And that's why your subconscious is said to be running your daily action and your habits. Because once it's really inside your subconscious, you need to do the reverse process to change the results. For example, you need to say, I want to eat bad things and I don't want to work out anymore. And you need to do that for at least some weeks, before changing from being fit to being fat, It's always the same process. So how to change the external environment? Most people believe that external circumstances or events are the result of an outside force and that they can't control it. So most people believe it's karma. Others believe it's God action. Some believe it's luck or misfortune. The shocking reality, it took me time before accepting this fact, is that you are the only one responsible for all things that happens to you and around you, not only to you, around you also. Even though it is a car accident or winning the lottery. So this has nothing to do with luck, karma, God, God's will, destiny, or other stuff. Like Raymond Holliwell wrote in his book, Working with the Law, which I recommend reading, which is a very good book. Mystery is another name for ignorance. All things are mysteries when they are not understood. But when we understand life, it no longer appears mysterious. Yeah, I can send you the PDF version if you want. If you contact me, via the form below. So this means that everything you see, hear, touch, or feel comes from within and not from without. Now that you know that everything that happens in your life is caused solely by you, you must take 100% responsibility for your life, always repeating the same thing. But remember, repetition prints into your subconscious mind. Okay? You should never complain again about what happened to you. Neither you should blame someone else for it, for your life. Now you'll tell me, if I do everything right for people and they treat me bad, this is not my fault. Yes, it is. Because you allowed them to treat you like that, which means you continue to accept over and over again being treated wrong. No? If you say stop, if you show you don't want this anymore, the person has either to stop or you have to leave that person. But either way, you are stopping this from happening to you. You understand? So once you change, they will change. And unless you change, no one will change around you. Okay? So if you want to change the world, you first have to change yourself. External change, whether you want to change people, your boss, your love partner, your family, change your circumstance, lack of money, series of bad events, etc., or anything else in your life. So external change always follow an internal change, okay? As within, so without. Trying to change people or circumstances before changing yourself is fooling yourself. This is what is meant by changing from the inside out. Remember, as within, so without. What does it mean and how to change internally? This could be the subject of multiple pages, but I will try to make it clear and simple. I must remind you that those articles are not meant to provide all information in big details. If you want to go more in depth and apply those more specifically, you can always book a coaching with me, which I do not do anymore unless really someone needs help. I will offer him for free, of course. So the first step to internal change is, as we already mentioned, to accept that you are responsible for everything that happens in your life. Once you accept this fact, you know that the efforts to change your circumstances are to be made by yourself only. This is very important, okay? Once you accept this fact, you can move on. You can start the change. So what efforts are to be, what efforts are we talking about here? So the same that we talked about in previous post, which means changing your paradigm. That's the only thing you have to do in your life in order for it to change, is changing your paradigm, The rest will follow and will be dictated by our subconscious mind. No conscious effort required. When you start working out, for example, daily for 1 month, then you don't need to think about it. It's automatic. You have to work out the day after and the day after, etc. And when you start missing one workout or two, you will feel bad about it. I don't know if you already experienced this, but When you are used to do something every day, if you stop doing it, it creates a bad feeling inside yourself, you know? This is because you are out of your comfort zone. So you create your own comfort zone, and your comfort zone doesn't mean it's a comfortable life. You can be working hard and sweating all day. If you do this every day, it will become your comfort zone. And therefore, if you take 1 week rest, which you are not used to, you will see how bad you will feel inside yourself because you are out of your comfort zone. You know, this is also a misunderstood concept. I know some people who work every day, every day, every day. They cannot stay at home, you know, one day. Impossible. Impossible. And once this person stayed at home watching Netflix or whatever, this person was feeling like bad, like she had to do something, she had to work, this person, it was crazy for me to see this, but this person was feeling bad about resting 1 day in their entire year, you know, of no rest. You see how the mind is powerful. It's just running your life. It's crazy. It's crazy. When you understand this, you understand everything about life, you know? You understand the results that happens in your life, in the people around you, everything. You start understanding everything, you know, from a mind point of view, you know. Because of course, from a spiritual point of view, we have much deeper things to see. Now we are just focusing, like I would say, on the surface, you know. We are working on the surface now. Even though it's a very important concept, you will see that there are deeper things, you know, to be understood by not by our mind, but by our higher self, I would say. So we said in last post that to change our paradigm, two things are required: repetition and feeling. So feeling is not just being positive and joyful all the time, you know. It's not about this. It is about knowing that you already received that which you desire. You already received it. You know you already received what you desire because you understand this law, you know. You understand the law of life, and you understand that if you put action and if you are now the person you want to be later, there is no way you cannot get what you want or become who you want. And since you know that you will get it or you will become it, you know you already received. You understand? It's not just wishing and praying and just imagining you have received it, you know, with no belief inside. This is something, you know, I just understood now, you know. When I was writing this article, I didn't really understand, you know, the deep meaning of all this. I was understanding them conceptually, intellectually, not deeply, like I do now. So we cannot affirm I am wealthy and during the same day think, act, and talk about lack, you know. You cannot just like spend, even if you spend 4 hours visualizing and affirming you are wealthy, and then you go outside uh, and you look at the gas price and say, oh, that's too expensive, fuck the government and whatever, you know. You cannot do that because your subconscious mind is not stupid. It will take what feels more natural to you for free, for true, sorry. So when you feel that the gas prices are high, you actually feel it naturally. And if you feel this naturally, it means that you don't feel that you are wealthy. You cannot feel the two things at the same time. You cannot feel wealthy and poor at the same time. It's not possible. So even though our subconscious mind can believe a lie, the lie has to feel natural to you. And when I say a lie, I say something which is not actually true in the three-dimensional life. But it's true because of this. You have received even though you can't see it yet. This is a real face we are talking about. And so this naturalness of feeling is what we are talking about. Once you can feel wealthy on a constant basis, how do you feel wealthy? Through your actions. When you see the gas price, you don't complain. When you pay your taxes, you are happy to pay your taxes because you have enough. You are wealthy, you have plenty. What are you worrying about? Try to think about this. It's not just about understanding things on a conceptual level, intellectual level. That won't change your life. It's only when you start feeling, understanding things on a deeper level, that change in your life will happen. This is the most important advice I could give you now. So your desire will translate into physical reality, And the time it takes only depends on how long it takes for you to feel your desire as natural. Be aware that your reality will test your affirmations. Okay? So that's normal. And when someone tries to talk with you about lack or whatever your problem is, you have to think, act, and talk like you are wealthy. I know this sounds crazy, and people will see you like, wow, man, this man is crazy. Who do you think he is? Like, did he smoke or whatever? But do you care more about what people think of you, or do you care more about the results of your life? You have to raise the good questions. What about changing people's? Same process. For changing others, the change has to happen in you. You have to affirm for others without telling them. And affirmation, as I said, is not enough. You have to see them like it's already done because you know the law. You know the results are 100% certain. You believe in it. Without belief, you can't. For example, if your partner suffers from cancer, you can affirm my partner is healthier than ever. And of course, it must feel natural to you for the change to happen. You don't just have to say it or just visualize it. It has to feel natural. So you can affirm everything you appear to desire. Nothing is impossible to the human mind. Whatever you conceive and believe, you can achieve. However, never affirm something that will cause harm to someone because it will come back to you right after. This is the golden rule. Very important rule. In everything you do, never do bad, never think bad about someone. I know it's hard, sometimes we react to some bad behavior of people, it makes you crazy. I know, I'm a human being too. I have emotion, I react also. But we have to learn to master ourselves and not react, but instead just relax think about the situation, remember that as within, so without, and then you are in a calm and peaceful state, and you can respond to that situation more intelligently, more kindly, instead of merely reacting to it aggressively, and just give back what the other people, sent you, just like a boomerang. So you can also use the power of our imagination to convince your subconscious mind, and this will be the subject of my next article. Well, so to conclude, to change your results and to get the life you want, you need to change from the upside down, conscious repeated effort, which impress your subconscious mind, and you shift your paradigm, which means new habits and new results, upside down. And from the inside out, how you do that, you accept 100% responsibility, you change yourself doing this, and by changing yourself, external change happens, the life you want. Okay, so that's it for today. It's a longer video than usual, but hopefully you watch it until the end, because I really dropped some golden nuggets, and I even recommend you watching it again and take notes about those nuggets. Maybe I won't say those things again, I don't know. I try to repeat myself in some videos, so if you didn't see last video, you can get some good advice. But yeah, take notes, start changing your life today.